we can put it completely outside like you see here. Can you see that we represent the prime factors in more than one way? Factor tree, factor T-chart, Venn diagram, and tables. Each of you can choose the method that you like. And especially when we identify the GCF and LCM for the number 12 and 18. This is what we are required to do in the activity. Find the GCF and the LCM. This time, we will use Venn diagram. So, let's first see how did the student in my class think about it.
To use the Venn diagram correctly, I first thought of how we used to find the GCF, which is to identify all the factors of the two numbers and choose the greatest common factor. I found that the GCF is 6, but this result is not found in the Venn diagram because we write the prime numbers in it.
I used the same method that we used to find LCM. I calculated the multiples of the two numbers and took the first common multiple that appeared, which is 36. This is also not found in the Venn diagram.
Thus, we determined the greatest common factor, which is 6. And the least common multiple, which is 36. But we still don't know how to extract these two numbers from the Venn diagram. I want you to go back to another Venn diagram and think about how to use the prime factors in it to reach the same result. And this is exactly what we are required to do in the activity use prime factors. I'll give you time to think about how to use the Venn diagram to find the GCF and the LCM. When we are back, we will see what my students think. Let's start. I'm sure that this time you were able to reach the same result using the Venn diagram and deduce the way in which we can make use of the prime factors, as my student said.
When I thought about the part that contains the common prime factor, which were 2 and 3, I focused on calculating the GCF from them. The product of the two numbers was 6. This is the greatest common factor.
When I thought about how to reach the least common multiple, 36, from the prime factors that we have, I found that 36 is the product of multiplying all prime numbers in the Venn diagram.
Actually, we have come to the answer to the question we asked at the beginning of the lesson. How can we calculate the GCF and the LCM for two numbers using a common solution method? Through prime factors. It's by identifying the prime factors of each number and write the common prime factors together without repetition. We then multiply them together to calculate the greatest common factor. To calculate the least common multiple, we multiply all the prime factors of the two numbers together. If we have numbers that have no common factors other than 1, like this, 4 and 9, if we draw a factor tree for each number of them, we will find that 4 equals 4 and 1 and 2 times 2. So the factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. And 9 equals 9 times 1 and 3 times 3. So the factors of 9 are 1, 3, and 9. When we represent them in the Venn diagram, like you see here, we will find that the 1 is the only common factor that they have. In this case, we call 4 and 9 as relatively prime numbers because their only common factor is 1. Well, if we have used the prime factors, what would the Venn diagram look like in this case?
تقدر تتابع كل دروسك على تطبيق مدرستنا بلس. مدرستنا، المستقبل يبدأ الآن.